broadcast. I am your host, Reverend Dr. Rodney Coles, here bringing information to our community for those to get more information to help better their life. And today we have another good, awesome guest on our show with full of knowledge. Today we have Ms. Debbie Dixon. Ms. Debbie Dixon, welcome to our broadcast.
Thank you, Dr. Coles, for the opportunity to share this information with the community.
All right, and I tell you, you have a whole lot in your sleeve. We truly thank God for you and the things that you do and how you add assets to our community.
Yes.
You have a ministry called the World Finance Group. Could you explain to us, what is the World Finance Group?
World Financial Group is an organization that I became a part of in January of this year. I joined and have grown so much from being a part of this organization. But what it is, we are in the business of helping families and individuals as well as businesses to grow and protect their wealth and their assets, and we provide services for those particular needs.
Okay, and give us a list of some of the services you guys provide.
Some of the services we currently provide are life and health insurance, which I'm currently licensed in. Just received my health insurance license last week.
Congratulations.
And thank you. I do have my life and health insurance license for the state of North Carolina. We also provide savings, retirement, 401k, securities, annuities, health and life insurance, as I forestated, that we can provide to, again, families, individuals, churches, which is a very important entity that we do strive to protect and give this information to pastors, business owners, nurses, doctors, secretaries. You know, there's a variety of people that we can serve.
You know, a lot of people don't realize how important life insurance is. And there's an old movie, which may tell my age just a little bit. It's called The Imitation of Life.
Yes.
And I think that people just live each day. And, you know, there's a good friend of mine's out there in Aiden. I won't call his name out, but he has a funeral home out there. And it's like people want the best funeral, but they don't have nothing planned to have insurance.
Right.
And just to give a little bit about this movie, I don't even think you can find this movie anymore, The Invitation of Life. We have to plan our day, but as well, we got to plan our exit as we leave out. And having insurance is so important for folks that understand insurance. Why do you think that some people don't get insurance?
I believe a lot of people don't get insurance because they don't want to think about dying. And as you forestated, just as sure as we're living, we're going to die. So we need to plan for those, and we also need to plan for our families to be taken care of when we're no longer here. And one part of the services that we provide is that we make sure that your family can continue to pay the bills, because that's an income that's lost once that loved one is gone. Once that breadwinner is gone. And we have insurance policies that can make sure that your family will, continue to live on, to pay those bills, to pay the mortgage, the car, the child care, and all of those expenses that are left behind once they leave. But a lot of times we don't want to deal with the fact that we are going to die. I know it's kind of a morbid subject, but it is true. But we have to be prepared. I love the movie that you just mentioned, Imitation of Life. That is so very true. But a little bit more personal and close to home, my mother, when her mother died, my grandmother, when she passed away, she went ahead and got her business in order, as the senior saints will say. She's got everything already planned out. And so I was wondering, Mom, why are you talking about this? So, you're not going to die, all this kind of stuff. But she knew the importance of having life insurance and having those pre-need plans already in place, because when that loved one passes away, you have family members fighting on who's going to get the clothes, who's going to get the house, who's going to get the car. Granddaddy said this, Mama said this, and you have no proof. But if you have those things in place, your family will be taken care of financially, as well as with those material things that were left behind. There's one particular company that we have access to, that we service, that we provide, that we work with. It's called Everest, and a client can be a part of that organization. It's a concierge service, and you pay your contribution towards that company. That company will do everything for you. It will plan the program for you. You don't have to worry about who's going to do the scripture, who's going to do the prayer, who's going to preach. You give them that information, so when your time comes and you're no longer here, they can contact the funeral home that will accept that company, your contributions and everything, that policy, and they will have everything already planned out for you. God forbid, if anything happens to you in another state or another country, they will fly your body back.
Wow.
Yeah, back home to your home state, wherever you desire, and take care of those needs for you. We don't want to talk about those things, and it's very difficult. And I respect that with people, but it is very difficult. But there are services out there that can do that for you now. You know, a lot of times we need to be proactive versus reactive. We have to pre-plan.
We have to. It's amazing when you say what you said is, I mean, I have done my whole eulogy already and already set up. And people will say, well, you know, you did that? Yeah, because my understanding there's an exit. That, you know, even in life as we do ministry, there's an exit. You got to do the same thing. You got to pass your ministry, pass God's ministry on to whoever he has. So there's an exit, but also your exit to leave. I got my song all set up. It's Jesus Love by the Commodores. I got everything set up, and who's going to do it. If they're not living, that's the person. I got it all lined up.
Right.
And you know, so it's really sad that when a tragedy happens, you know, listen, we're going to leave out of here. You know, we're going to leave. I mean, the first time, you know, Jesus brought Lazarus, but the second time was the Undertaker. You're leaving out of here.
Right.
You know, there's no if, buts, or maybe.
Right.
And I think one of the worst things can happen that people start fighting over material things. The biggest war is when family fighting over who got that, who got Mama Ring, who got Daddy Cole, who got the car. I mean, if nothing is in place as with insurance or a will and how's everything to take place, there's families right now been bitter and fighting for something that you took this from daddy and daddy told me I can have it. And then when it comes down to put somebody down, when a person passes away, they don't realize how important it having that insurance money to say, hey, put them away, and if you got a mortgage through there, it take care of the mortgage. It's amazing that we would take care of our car, have full coverage if our car break down and get totaled from a wreck or maybe a deer hit it. But we won't take insurance on people.
On people, that's
you know,
exactly
which
right.
Understanding that it's so important to have that type of insurance,
right?
To say, hey, my loved one died, and people come to the house at the very beginning of funerals, and I've been to too many of them. Is that what can I do to help you? Anything I can do? I'm so sorry for your loss. Okay, you loan me a couple $1,000. Oh, well, did you have insurance? You know, but she didn't have no insurance. Well, I don't know, baby. I don't know. I can help you with that. I can give you $100. You know, but I got to see my chick next week.
Right.
But see, the thing that you're bringing to the table, this is good for everyone to hear this. If you don't have insurance, how important to have insurance, because we're leaving out of here. To have just a small insurance. And you say there's an organization will help you. I wish I would have known that then, because I put all mine together, but it's still ain't too late for me to say, hey, this is where I want to be.
Right.
I have my wishes, how I like to be. You know, I say it on air, and it's in my will. Listen, this is my preference, Rodney Cole's preference. Listen, don't put me in no casket. Go ahead and cremate me, because I'm not there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's my preference. Other preference might be, I want to be there. I want the red dress. I want that. And that's your preference.
Right. That's right.
And I think you should put that in place, because what end up happening, family members are saying, why you do that to daddy? You're going to burn my daddy up. My daddy. Let me stop, because, you know, what happened is this is hitting some people at home that say, well, that's so true. Yeah. If you don't have the insurance and knowing how to put him up and what he wants to do or she wants to do, and don't have anything to leave back for the children, because they got to survive. Because once everybody leave, they around you for a good 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks.
That's exactly.
And once you done put the body in the ground, they stay another 2 or 3 days, and you back to normal. You know, just like everybody have their life to live. So don't go pulling somebody's driveway because you come in town and you know, I think you was here. Everybody got their own life, and it's the same. People got to go back. I'm so sorry, but I just want to say that to the, you know, so folks understand how important insurance. And you was mentioning about they will set everything up for you. So just explain a little bit more about how they set that up for you.
You give them give them your wishes, just as you did for yourself individually. But this particular company, like I said, it's a concierge service, so they provide everything for you, because, as you know, being a pastor and being to so many funerals, as well as myself, the family's grieving. So they don't want to think about putting mom or dad or grandmother or auntie in the ground. They don't want to think about that right now, but it has to be decided upon. And so you have the funeral home director saying, okay, what are your wishes? What do you want to do? What do you want her to wear? What do you want him to wear? But this particular company will do all of that for you. It's sort of a pre-need plan, if you will, so that when the time comes, it's already in place. They will contact a funeral home for you that's from your town, from your city, and make those arrangements for you. And then so the family can grieve like they want to. They don't have to worry about that because it's already been taken care of. So, and I believe that is an amazing service that one of these companies can provide. Not only do we have, and I don't want to go too deep into it, but not only do we have life insurance for your burial needs, but they're living benefits policies that you could use now while you're alive. You don't have to wait until mom, dad, auntie is gone. You can use those benefits now, or whoever the policy owner is, or can use those benefits now while they're alive. Maybe you want to, buy a car for your grandson or your son or pay a bill. Those benefits are there. But if you've got the right policy, then, certainly it can be beneficial to you now. Not only do we provide life insurance, but like I said, health insurance as well as the retirement. A lot of people are not prepared to retire, which is very important. I just recently retired from an organization here in Greenville after 30 years. Somewhat prepared. I wish I knew then what I knew now. And so this is our approach. Our mission with at World Financial Group is also to take an educational approach versus a sales approach. We're here to educate the public about the wealth that's available to you now at an early age so that you can be prepared for retirement. Because we've learned that retirement, Social Security will be depleted within 15 years. And so if you don't have anything financially in place, you're not going to have anything when you turn 65, because there's like 10,000 people turning 65 years old every day.
It's amazing that you say that. It took me a good friend of mine's coming from my previous employment about 18 years ago to teach me about the money, the understanding, because I didn't know.
Exactly.
And I say they showed you how to invest it. And not to take the raises and how to continue and continue to build. And I'm so thankful that he took the time to share that and show me how to do it. And that's is only reason why, a lot of things I do as a finance independent is that you had that understanding on retirement because some people can't retire now. People say, I can't wait to retirement. You can't pay your bills now.
Right.
And the money dwindles down when you retire, unless you have that money growing bigger than what you bringing in, and you can live off that. And it's, they need that. We all need that education.
Exactly.
And I'm so glad that you're working with folks to do that because the understanding about the money. See, there's two things. Either you can work for the money or the money can work for you. And I decided to let my money work for me. You keep on working while I'm sleeping. Let the money work for you. And but the key thing is, money's not everything, but it sure go up there with oxygen. I'm going to tell you that. You know what I'm saying? But we have to make sure that we have funds for things we need.
Right.
And to be able to survive.
Right.
And a lot of times, even helping family members that may need help, that you try to help them. Don't be selfish. But I'm so glad you mentioned that on helping them with their, to understand the 401k, how you get tax breaks on different areas, how you allow the money to turn around. Right. The Bible tells us, and I got to use scripture, he said, my people destroy.
Because of lack of knowledge. That's right.
That's it.
That's exactly right.
No one gave him the knknowledge. But you also hit another thing. You said faith is next, and now, not later. Don't wait till you on your way out. You slide into the last base.
That's right.
Now there's faith. Now. He said now. Now is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence you haven't seen. That's so right. Now we can help you now.
Right.
With services.
Right.
to
Right.
get you out there,
Right.
where you're working with the World of Financially Group, helping them with areas. So, wow. And you say you also do something with health. Do you do anything with?
We provide health insurance policies as well as disability insurance coverage as well. So I like to think of World Financial Group as a mall. So if you're looking for a particular pair of shoes, if one store don't have it, you can go to another store. Which brings me to the fact of we have access to over 180 companies such as Pacific Life, Nationwide, Voya, that if one company doesn't have what our client needs, we can go to another company and make sure they have what they need, the coverage, whether it's life insurance or health insurance or disability or annuities or 401k, whatever the case may be. So we have various ways that we can contact insurance companies that we provide they actually pay us to provide services for these people.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah, knowledge is power. That is so true. So, and I thought that was very awesome. I think it is very awesome that we have so many companies that we represent and not just stick with one particular company. It's not a one size fits all, because everybody's budget is different, and one person may have $25 that they can contribute to a policy. Another person may have $2,500, but we can service anybody. It doesn't matter. You don't have to make $250,000 just to have a policy with us. We service those that don't have the education. And you just mentioned something a few minutes ago. 95% of Americans don't know how money works. And if you think of our parents, my mom was born in the 30s, and she worked the jobs that she worked, but I'm sure she put whatever she made in the bank, which it did not work for her. It worked for the bank. Yeah, but it didn't work for her. And so that's what we do with the 401ks and your investments, is to make sure your money works for you, so that when you do retire, you have that cushion there that you can live off of as well, or even leave a legacy to your kids or your grandkids. And that's very important, because they're going to be left behind, once that loved one is passed on. So that's very important. And that is our slogan: no family left behind, regardless of their financial status or social and economic income. We can service anybody.
Some things that people may not know, and I'm just going to throw this out. When people pass away, you just mentioned it, they may have things they left behind. They can have a boat, a house, a car, business.
Right.
And then when people don't know their rights as families, because family will fight over these things. They will fight. He said, well, mama said I can have it. Daddy said, well, me and daddy always rode that boat. That's me and daddy fishing boat.
Right.
And not having understanding, even to a point where if somebody passed away, and how the assets had to be, what was going to be sold and give it to the right, how it breaks up to all the family members. Right. And that's include all family members. It could be a person that's overseas. You got to bring all of these siblings together. Doesn't matter. They could be incarcerated.
Right.
All the siblings got to come together, and there's a form that you got to fill out or to get access of that, to be able to sell that, and how it proceeds to sell. And I think a lot of folks don't have that key. They have an understanding that the insurance, how important it is. It's how important to have your wills and set up in there, and they don't have insurance when it's time to go out of this world. And you just said to keep that it doesn't cost that much. You get a $20 policy, less than $1 a day. That's really less than $1 a day. And looking at something that can help you. But even not even knowing about the money and the 401ks and different money, because most people got a credit card, they in debt. I just got finished coming from a meeting, and we talked about, I was just making a joke. I said, well, we ain't gonna meet in December, we're not gonna meet in January, because y'all gonna be too tired talking about how broke you are, and people take the stuff back in January, and how you're just overspending money, and understand how the money game works. It's a money game. How does money work? You spending your credit cards, you burning it out, you got more users. If you know you can't afford it, while you get it. Exactly. And that salesperson would tell you, would you like to get a Best Buy card? No, thank you. I mean, I got the money. Why would I need a card for if I got the cash right in my hand? And we'd go for that and not realize even they have insurance if you don't pay their money back.
Right. That's right.
They have insurance. So it's all been a money game. But I think that it's so important, Miss Debbie Dixon, is that we encourage people to get insurance. We encourage people to able to understand that the money and how the money works for you instead of you working for the money. And here's a question I'm going to ask you. Do you do workshops if somebody looking at this broadcast and say, listen, I want that woman to come talk. Baby, you see what she said? You hear that old crazy pastor talking that mess again. He's up there again running up his mouth. But do you do workshops to kind of bring it to, because one thing people are really nervous is to talk their business. Right. I got to say this right there. If you ask a pastor, let me see your finance report, they say, oh, no, you ain't seeing my books right now. No. You know, but, and that's the same with people. Like, I like to sit with you privately, Miss Debbie Dixon. Could you talk to me, or will you even talk to a group? Because a lot of people want to tell you that their credit's jacked up. You know, they can't get chewing gum on time. You know what I'm saying? And they don't want to tell you that and understand, well, I can probably pay my bills. I can do all things through Christ, but pay my bills, lose a little weight. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, and these are things that we need to, you know, to kind of bring to the community, is that we have this broadcast so they can understand the service that you provide. So back to that question, would you come to our church and our small group to explain that to us?
Yes, sir. I most certainly will. I will come to your church, your small group, your organization, your fraternity, sorority, whatever the case may be. We can do a group presentation, or I can meet with you one-on-one. As Pastor Cole said, some people don't like to expose their income, their personal information, and you won't have to do that in a group presentation. What we'll do is just provide the information to you, and then we'll do a follow-up interview from that group to do a one-on-one so that we can sit down with you and, you know, talk with you about your budget and see what you're willing to contribute. But that is very personal. Also, if you're not comfortable with me, myself, especially my family members may not want me to know their business. I do have 3 business associates here in Greenville.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I have one in the Farmville area, and then I have 2 here in Greenville. So it's 4 of us that's working with World Financial Group. And so if you're not comfortable with me, I can put you in contact with one of the other 3 associates that can help you. And so we're here for you. We're client-oriented versus a company-oriented type business. We look out for the client first versus making money for the company. The client is most important to us, and that's what I love about this company. They put the client first, and we always ask, what can we do for you? Very important, very important.
Now, the key questions of people listening at this broadcast, they say, well, you make a comment. How do we get in contact with you? What is the number or email we need to look at to get in contact with you, Ms. Debbie?
You can get in contact with me by email, dsdixon, which is DSDIXON, at Embark Mail. I'm sorry, dsdixon64, dsdixon64 at Embark Mail, EMBARQMAIL.com. That is my email address. My phone number is 252-714-7063.
So that number again, for just in case that they're looking for that paper and the pen didn't write, you know how that happens.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like when you're eating some food and nobody's around. As soon as somebody start eating, everybody come into the room.
Come into the room, exactly right.
Yeah. 252-714-7063 is your contact number. And let me ask this question. And well, is it a free consultation? Okay, just want to. So it's a free consultation to help you to understand health insurance, life insurance, disability insurance, understand your finance on your 401k. A small group, you do a small group. Hey, listen, you may not want me because I know who you are. I got somebody else to come over there towards you that doesn't know who you are.
Yes.
Are you planning on? And I hope that you say yes. We'd like to help you do. Are you planning on doing a webinar to help bring some of the groups to understand for those? You know, some people still shy to doing a PowerPoint presentation.
We don't have a webinar scheduled as of yet, but I do have a meeting, a group presentation on tomorrow, which is Thursday, August the 22nd at 5:30 p.m. at the United Way Conference Room.
Okay.
And that the address is 226 West 8th Street in Greenville. That's in the downtown area. If you're interested, please give me a call if you're able to attend. If by chance you miss tomorrow's group presentation, please feel free to give me a call, and I can come to your church or your organization or your business to do that group presentation for you. So that we can get this information out to as many people as possible, very much so. The one thing I wanted to share with, as Dr. Coles was saying a few minutes ago, was that how people, families get into these arguments over their loved ones that have passed on, their items of information. But once you're prepared and you have your business affairs in order with the life insurance policies and all of those type financial instruments that we can provide, you won't have to worry about, going to the church asking for money. You won't have to worry about doing a GoFundMe page. You won't have to worry about asking $100 from each family member just to bury your loved ones. So if you just go ahead and prepare now, you won't have to worry about it later. And that's our initial goal.
Ms. Debbie, I thank you for being on this show. The reach again is 252-714-7063.
Yes.
Thank you for listening to the broadcast. God bless you. We'll see you on the next broadcast.